Hi everyone, I'm Crafty Kate and I run a small crochet business. On this channel we talk all things yarn and crochet. Welcome to another yarn stash busting video where I'm going to try to use up a bunch of my Premier Basix Chenille. So real quick, I wanted to show the first make that we have for the stash busting. During my Palm Street last week on Friday, I worked on a little dragon and this is what I made. So this is with the Premier Basix Chenille tie-dye in the pastel one. I can never remember what it's called, but it's one of my favorites. It's adorable. And then I just used their lighter yellow as the contrast color. Too cute! So that was the first thing we made. This is the Diddy Decks Snuggler pattern from Handmade by Jody. I will have it linked down in the description. And then I made a list of things I want to make. So we have this long list here, and what I did was I just kind of sat in front of my cabinet over there. I'll take you over and show you in a second, but the bottom two rows here are all Premier Basix Chenille tie-dye and they're brights. So I just kind of sat over there and stared at the colors and decided on patterns that I could make with each color. I didn't come up with some for every single color, but I made quite a list. So today we're going to work on some of those. The first one I want to make is a Palin the Pony Snuggler, like we did recently in my BK Crochet Designer Spotlight. I want to make another one of those, but I want to make a pink one. I have a pretty dusty pink color that I think will make a really cute little pony. So we're going to make a little pony snuggler. And then I want to make a sea turtle. Those are quick and easy. I have a free pattern on YouTube that I use from, I believe, Sophie Tiny. And I will have everything linked down in the description as always. The turtle I want to make tie-dye, like a tie-dye shell. And then I have an octopus pattern that I've never made before. It's Olivia the Octopus from Shea Do Cotton. It's a smaller version of the Octavia the Octopus that I've made in the past that is big but very realistic looking. So this is a smaller version that I really want to make. So I'm going to try to make two of those. So that's going to be the goal for this video. Pony, sea turtle, and two octopus. We'll see where we get, and if they are faster than I'm expecting, then maybe we'll make some more, but let's use up some yarn. Okay, so here we are over at the yarn cabinet where this is all of my Premier Basix Chenille. Most of it anyway, there's some scattered around, but this is the stuff I want to go through. So we're going to grab the ones for each of these patterns that I'm planning on. So we have this pretty pink, this is called Blush, and the cream, which is called Winter White for Palin the Pony. I think that will be very cute. And then we have this blue Seaside with the blue and green tie-dye for the turtle. We might need more than this, but I'll grab that for now. And then these two colors for the octopus. So I'm going to make one of each. So this color is Caribbean and Peach. So one of each of those. I love using up these little balls that I have left over, so that will be nice. And then I think I need a color for Palin the Pony's feet, so I'm going to see which one of these looks best. So we'll grab those as well. Okay, now that we have all of our colors pulled, I'd like to get started. I think I'm going to start with the little sea turtle because that's quick and easy and it will give me a little boost for getting things done. And then I also had a little inspiration. I have this tiny ball of this minty color. I'm not sure what it's called. I don't have the label, but if this is enough to make the turtle shell, I think this would be really pretty, like the body or the legs and the head this color, and then this as a shell, but I don't know if this is enough. So we're gonna see how far this gets us and then decide if we want to make this one. I only have this much. I don't have another ball of this, so we need something tiny, but we'll see how far it gets and go from there. I just think this is really cute together, kind of beachy, so we'll see what happens. Here is our first little turtle shell, and this is what I have left from that little ball. So I do think this should be really close to enough, but I'm thinking if it's not, this Caribbean color is just a little bit darker, so, and it's very pretty as well. Goes with our steel cut oats. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to make the shell, and if I need to do the last row in the darker color, I think that will be just fine. And the last row is like the little part that sticks out. So I want to know if this is enough, so I'm going to do that right now, and then I will let you know how it goes. Also, I don't know if, because I could just weigh this and see if I have enough, but this tie-dye yarn is, this particular skein at least, is quite a bit thicker than this one. So I'm not sure that will be very accurate. So I'm just gonna make it and see where we end up. Here is our little mint shell, and I went as far as I could just to see how far it would make it, and it is 7 stitches short of being completely done. So I almost made it around this last little row that sticks out past the body, if that makes sense. But yeah, 7 stitches short. So I'm actually going to take this row out and switch to this color, just so it doesn't look funny with the color change just in a random spot at the end. But yeah, so it was very, very close, that teeny tiny ball. So I'll have a little bit left that I'll throw in my scrap bin, and then maybe at some point we'll do a scrap busting video. That could be fun. I'm not sure what we can make with this many stitches worth of a yarn, but I'm sure we can come up with something. So that's the plan. I will show you when it's all done. Here's what we ended up with for the shell. I think it is super cute. I think it will be just fine. Little turtle in the steel cut oats color. So we just did the last row in that darker teal. And then this is the little scrap of the mint we have left. I don't know that we can really do anything with this, but I will throw it in my scrap bin for something, maybe a little spider butt or something. They're very small. We'll see how that goes. So we have that for the scrap bin. And now I'm going to work on the turtle fins and heads, and then we'll get these little guys done. I have all 4 fins done for the blue one. So there's the fins, and then I just did the head and snapped the eyes in. So I went with green eyes. I think that will be really cute. And then I think for this one, I'm going to go with silver eyes. I think that will pop nicely on this tan. And I don't really have a green or a blue or anything that will match this, so I think silver will be the way to go for that one. So these are not sinker eyes, they're just 18mm flat back eyes. So there's those. I'm going to finish this blue one first, and then we'll move on to the tan one. So we're getting close. I finished the first little turtle. And I always leave their little fins flappy. They remind me of Squirt from Finding Nemo. Too cute. And I always do the curve towards the front. I know everybody does that a little bit different. It's kind of a personal preference. But yeah, so that's the little turtle. You only tack the head to the body. That's the only sewing. Everything else is crocheted in. They are quick and easy. I think for markets I was charging 15 to 18 for these. I think 15. But yeah, so there's that little guy. I'm going to work on this one. I think he will be adorable as well. Very beach themed. So I will check in when I have that one done. I finished the second little turtle and I love the way it turned out. So cute. I love these colors together. So we got 2 little turtles. I think the hardest thing for this pattern is trying to figure out where to put the eyes, because you don't really have anything to go off of, and at the end of the head you're folding it in half and crocheting through it, so it needs to line up, but it's hard to make sure it does. So I do end up sometimes having to add a couple stitches to get to the side so that my eyes are straight. But other than that, the pattern is very straightforward, very cute, very simple. Love the floppy little legs. So there's our 2 little turtles. a good stash buster for sure, especially if you have small amounts of yarn for the shell. So next, I think I'm going to make the octopus. So I'm going to make a teal one and a peach one. So I'm going to pull that pattern up and read through it and get going on that. I've never made this pattern before, but I've had it for quite a while, so we'll see how it goes. I have the first octopus done. I went with pretty pink glitter eyes and this gorgeous teal color. This is the Caribbean. And there's two different options for the tentacles in the pattern. I did the simpler option just because it is a smaller make, so I don't want to have to charge too much for it, and the more complicated tentacles definitely would take longer. But I think these are really fun and cool, and they curl up just fine. So he is a cute little guy. I did not time myself on this one because, like I said, this is the first time I made this pattern. So when I make the peach one, I think I will time myself, see how it goes. But love this little guy. For the peach one, I pulled some gold eyes. I think will really be pretty. So that's the plan for that one. But yeah, very good size, similar to the turtle. So I'm going to time myself and see how long it takes, but I'm thinking around $15 for these as well. We will see how it goes. They are cute. Very quick. It's a no-sew pattern, which is always nice. Even if you do the harder tentacles, they're still no-sew. And yeah, quick and easy. Cute little guy. He's hard to get on camera, but he is pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to start on the peach one, and I will let you know how long it takes, and I'll show you when it's all done. I just finished the second octopus, so here she is. This pattern is too cute. I just love the shape, very realistic. Like I said, I used the gold glitter on these ones. And I think I forgot to mention about the last one, these are 18mm eyes, and these are sinker eyes. So cute. I love the gold with the peach color. So I did time myself this time. This one took me 38 minutes, so very quick, very easy, no sew pattern. Absolutely love it. I think I could do $15 for these as well. So same as the turtles, they're about the same size. So that's awesome for sitting on a market table or something like that. All similar size little sea creatures. So absolutely love this pattern. Very cute. Definitely a good stash buster. This was not a full skein, but this is what I have left of that peach skein. So very satisfying to use up so much yarn. And yeah, love this. So last make will be Palin the Pony with the pink, I think it was called blush, and then the winter white. I don't know if I'll have time to do it today. It is almost 5 o'clock and we have some plans, so I might be checking in another day, but I will just see you when I start working on it. Hello, I am ready to start working on Palin the Pony. So I have the pattern pulled up. This is the one by BK Crochet, and I'm going to be doing the snuggler version, and I'm planning on doing embroidered eyes for this one. So we have our blush pink, which will be the main color, and then we have the winter white, which will be the mane and tail, and any other accents around the legs, I think. And then I believe this is mushroom. This is all I have left, so I don't have a label. Pretty sure it's mushroom. I'm going to use this for the feet, the hooves. So that is the plan. With cute little embroidered eyes, I think it will be adorable. So I am going to do my best to time myself on this one, since this is the second time I'm making this pattern. So I'm going to start the timer and just get this little girl done. I will show you as I go. I think this pony is going to take a little bit longer than I was expecting. I just finished the arms and the legs, and that alone took me 20 minutes, but I do have them all done, and I am loving the color combo with the mushroom vintage white and then the blush. So here's an arm and a leg. I think the body will come together pretty quickly, but then we have the head with the color changes, and then the mane and the tail and everything. So a little bit of a detailed project, but horses are always like that. It seems like lots of color changes. I think that's why these took so long, but they are turning out absolutely adorable. Like I said, love the colors. So excited to get her done. So We're gonna work the body next. I'll show you that when it's done, and then we'll start her cute little head. All right, I just finished the body. So here we are, looking so cute so far. I think I am in slow motion today. This took me 40 minutes total. That's counting the legs, which took me 20 minutes. So I don't know why this teeny little body took me 20 minutes. I think I'm easily distracted today, but we're on a roll getting this little pony done. So I'm going to start working on the head, and I am loving these colors. This pink is so pretty. So yeah, she's looking cute. You do crochet the head to the body, so here we go. Here is what we have so far. Got her head all done, her eyes embroidered on. I do use the tails from the ears to tack them back a little bit and give them a little bit of a pinch right here. And then I will use this tail from the body to kind of reinforce the head a little bit, straighten it out if it's a little bit crooked. You do crochet the head to the body, but she has you leave this out just in case you want to reinforce it or use it for whatever. So I usually use it to straighten it up a little bit because my stitches for some reason never line up how they're supposed to, so it's always just a little bit crooked. But she's looking adorable. So I think all we have left is this and then the mane and tail, and then there is quite a bit of face shaping, so we'll shape the little nose here and then a little bit of eye shaping, I believe, which I will do below the eyes so I don't mess up my embroidered eyes. But yeah, she's almost done. We're getting there. Okay, I finally finished her. I feel like it took forever, but I did time myself and I have the clock stopped at 1 hour and 34 minutes, so it really wasn't that bad. I feel like I could have done it faster if I was a little bit less distracted, but embroidered eyes take a while. All the color changes, this mane and tail definitely take a little bit. It uses quite a bit of yarn. This is our cream. I don't think this was a full skein when I started. The pink was a full skein though. We used a decent amount, not too much. Obviously this isn't very big, but it does have quite a few half double crochet stitches in it, so there's that. Definitely a good yarn eater between the mane and the half double crochets. And then she has you tie this little kind of bow in the tail. I love that. And then the mane is so cool the way she does it. You do have to kind of fidget with it to get it to look right, but very pretty when it's done. And the little bangs kind of tucked to the side. She's adorable. I am so happy with my color choices. Love her so much. So I think we did pretty good using quite a bit of yarn. I didn't go through any full skeins, but I definitely used a lot of my little smaller balls that I had left. So we have the little Olivia the octopus in peach. And then we did this pretty Caribbean color, those pink eyes. We have our little turtles. I still love this one so much. It was a surprise turtle. And then the little guy we made during Palm Street, the dragon. So that was a lot of yarn used, a lot of cute makes that I have done now. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite, and if you have any patterns that you love to use up some yarn. It can be scrap projects or just projects like snugglers that use a lot of yarn. Let me know what you like to do. And then I do think this will be kind of an ongoing thing for a few videos in June. I would like to keep using up yarn and trying some new patterns and old patterns. So we will definitely have a couple more of these videos. Hopefully you like these. And then I also have our Chaos Crochet Challenge for June that we will be doing. And then I am planning on doing another designer spotlight in June. So you can look forward to that. Other than that, let's do a little turtle emoji down in the comments for making it all the way to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!